Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome to Planet Coaster 2, which is a theme park builder, and I love theme park builders. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, one of my favourite games of all time. Literally put that in my top 10 games ever when I did my top 50 very recently, so okay, I love this genre. And yet, curiously, I never really spent much time with the original Planet Coaster, so okay, given there's a new one that only just came out, how about we give this a look, say? Okay, I'm jumping into, yes, the sandbox mode, and immediately my eye is drawn towards Biome Tropical, because you may recall, many a year ago, I actually put together a mini-series for Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which was a pirate-themed land set on a tropical island featuring such classic rides as Captain John's non-sexual pirate adventure. So, naturally, we're taking things to the next level. Because today we're going to be building Captain John's non-sexual pirate world, an entire park dedicated to wholesome pirate fun. So, okay, what I've done is, yes, set up a custom sandbox mode, so I do have to worry about money, but I don't need to worry about research. Everything's going to be unlocked straight away. So, okay, let's jump on in and come up with a plan here. Okay, so yes, looks like we've got this larger area to work with here, but no. I don't just want to build a big park in a flat open area in the middle of a jungle or whatnot. That is not what we're after in the slightest. You see, here's what inspired me to want to do this in the first place, which is pools. Like, apparently, yes, in Planet Coaster 2, it's all about the water. You can build giant pools, water slides, etc, etc. That's all in from day one. So, okay, hear me out here. What if I built the biggest pool you have ever seen in your life? A pool so big, in fact, it looks like a big, gigantic lagoon. Like, we could just have a huge pool right here, filling huge amounts of space, put loads of wave machines along the back, etc, etc. We could have many big old water slides going into it, and then it would look like, you know, an actual big lagoon. We could have a big open beach in the front of it. We could build like a pirate town right by the shore. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. But, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, John. There's a lot to do first. Okay, so people are going to be coming in here. So what I'm thinking is, yes, we're going to be needing the widest path we could get away with. Like a really wide path, because there's going to be a lot of traffic of people coming in and out of the park right here. What I'm thinking is, yes, something to the effect of a big winding path that goes through the jungle. We'll, like, build some jungle, don't worry about it, before you actually get to, like, the pirate town, the pirate lagoon, etc, etc. So, yeah. If we're going to do that, then hang on, we need the right sort of path here. I feel like a rustic is good enough right there. So yeah, we'll just kind of have this. We'll just have the path meandering a little bit, you know, just going in this direction. Lovely. And honestly, that's probably, yeah, it's probably far enough. If we say, yeah, say the town's going to be somewhere over in this bit of the world, a little bit further, John, a little bit further, like, say, yeah, that's about right, that's absolutely fine. So, okay, that's our starting point right here. But you know what? I immediately can see what I want to do with this, which is, yes, we've got to make this area feel way more natural. So, okay, I tried just putting down a bit more water here, but what I really want, of course, is to, yes, lower a big old bit of land around here, fill all of that up with natural water, and now we've got what looks a bit like a bridge, though, okay, it's a bit of an unsafe bridge. There we go, we've now got, like, you know, rails around the edge, so less people will drown. Better and better. Okay, we can clear this out later, but yeah, just to start us off here, I'm just going to, yeah, paint this area with a fair whack of tropical trees, just to, you know, make it feel a bit more like you're walking through the jungle, which is kind of what we want. Okay, that's a lovely entrance to the park here. Let's talk, you know, rides, which very often people expect in theme parks for some reason. And I don't care if they're boring, I don't care if they're pointless, I don't care if no one wants to use one. We're having a transport ride, because a theme park should have a transport ride, though. Okay, I can't deny. I am divided between, yeah, a steam railroad versus I mean, it's gotta be a steamboat. That feels like, more in keeping, doesn't it? We could even have it start right here in this fake pond we've just constructed, so, oh yeah, that's gotta be what we're doing here. Just make it sort of, line up with the bridge here. And then we could just send them on a lovely ride around the park that doesn't exist yet, but like it will in future, don't worry. Okay, I've successfully created a big boaty loop, though I have had to, redo the bridge, because turns out, yeah, the boat definitely wasn't fitting onto the previous bridge, so that's fine. We've now got a boat that could do a loop around the park, so customers are going to be brought here. It's going to be great. Now, you may notice the amount of money I've got has fallen from, 500,000 to 4, give or take, so I've spent about 20% of the budget on this small boat ride, which was probably not a good idea, but I'm sure it's all fine. We've also, set up a bit of power over here, because, things need power to operate in this game. So, right, we can broadcast power around with power distribution with gibblers, everything's fine. Okay, bare minimum, we're gonna make this, a little bit more high octane. Like, how fast could this boat go? I mean, honestly, 20 miles an hour is not bad, all things considered, though, okay, that is going to cost more power. And here we go, down on the ground. I mean, I will give you, this is not a sedate boat ride. This thing is getting a cocking shift on. This is actually better than I was fearing. So, I'm aware there's no entrance. We're going to fix that, don't worry. Okay, just to make the ride a bit more interesting, surround it with a bit more jungle. And just occasionally, slap down something nice hidden in a pocket, in terms of scenery, that's just for these guys, though, okay, we'll admit, there does seem to be, a lot of focus in this game on Viking and mythology. Like, no one came into this thinking pirate was the cool theme park. I'm on my own on that one. Here we go, we can just have, a really cool statue in the jungle that's just for these guys. It's kind of appropriate, because, it's kind of Poseidon-y. So, just have you turn to face them as they arrive, and maybe make you a little bit bigger, buddy. Beautiful. And okay, all of a sudden, we've got a really cool bit of scenery for the people who choose to take the boat rides. Okay, this has taken me well over an hour, and I've spent $150,000. But ladies and gentlemen, the grand opening is here. Please come and enjoy our incredibly boring boat adventure. Okay, in many ways right now the paths are a bit, too wide. But you know what? This is future-proofing for when my park takes off. And, guys, I'm going to strongly suggest you, take a right here and check out the boat ride. Because, to be perfectly honest with you, there's nothing else. That's literally it. That's the entire park. I've just noticed, by the way, I can actually find a place to set the ticket prices for the boat ride. Does this not charge anything because it's a transport ride, or... Oh, this may have been a bad ride to build first. Okay, we need something cheap, quick, and, exciting. So, I'm gonna suggest, yes, Resurgence, a big, tower that just launches people into the air. Exciting, intense, etc., etc. So, okay, we're gonna build one of them. I tell you what, it might be cool to, slip that right in here, between the river ride and the path. So if we surround it with trees, you can't actually see the actual platform from either. You just see, the cars zooming out of it. That's kind of cool. Okay, this ride we are allowed to, set a price, and the custom price the game generated is $9.72. Very specific there, fascinating. So, okay, what we're gonna do is, yes, just very, very quickly make sure that is, nicely set up and whatnot. Need to make it the right colours, because, I think the story is, it's a big tree. It needs to be, in green and brown and whatnot. There we go, now it's fitting in nicely with the trees all around it. Okay, with that done, a nice path set up, etc, etc, Nature's Revenge is now open for business. So okay, for people who don't want to do the really boring river ride, we've now got, something exciting though. I will say, one thing I really don't care for is, obviously, in Roller Coaster Tycoon, when you set up a path, there's a sign at the end of the path saying, hey, this is what you're queuing for. Really miss that, because, you know, say in this particular scenario, how do people know what the cog they're going into? Like, you know, it's just a random red path. Oh, but you know what? Seeing that thing, just like, you know, pop up from behind the trees. That's quite a good effect. I like that. This is a good plan. Also, I appear to have, 1,000 people in my park. That feels like a mistake, but honestly, if you guys are determined to come into my park, sure, I'm willing to, like, you know, accept at least a couple of dollars from you up front. Oh, though speaking of which, right. I can set the price to full price and then... Does the game just, like, generate what the optimal price point is? I guess maybe it does, because it's coming up with some really random numbers. You know what? I'm saying that's too high. Okay, $10, that's fine. But you know what? Things are starting to take shape here. Like, you know, we've got some logical places to expand. Like, say, okay, this space right here, this is crying out for something, you know, a little bit more big and meaty. Admittedly, I know nothing about building roller coasters in this game, but... okay. I'm gonna work under the assumption that, yeah, if the station cost is high, the rest of the tracks are going to be expensive too. So, right, maybe go for something that's like, you know, not too expensive in that regard. You know what? If it's gonna be in the middle of the jungle, how about a classic wooden coaster? Beautiful. So, okay, we'll start it off, yeah, somewhere around here. The paths could just join up to over here. Beautiful. We'll have it, yeah, ascend around here. Then we'll have all the exciting, sexy stuff going on this side. So, you know, there could be some dips in and out of this area, including, ooh, it could go under the bridge with all the people on it. That'd be kind of cool. Right. This, I think, is a good plan. So yeah, we could go straight up to 39 odd meters, which isn't really that much of the grand scheme of things, but that's fine. This is not supposed to be like, you know, the most exciting roller coaster in the world. This is a small park with just a handful of attractions. Okay, so we'll start off with, yes, a nice big old dip here. Then we could go into, hang on. How about, yes, a nice, lovely twist back upwards. A double-banked curve back up gets us back up to, yeah, 32 meters. So, yeah, the car should happily get back up to there. So, okay, the next big drop is going to be, yes, a big flat drop all the way to the ground, then a one bump straight back up again. And, yeah, then what we'll do is we'll just bring you to the ground right here. And once we're done with that, hang about. We'll, yes, bank this curve. Not that much, that's a bit excessive. But yeah, we definitely need to bank that curve if I want to be, yeah, making you turn to the left and go onto the bridge at this point. So there we go, a nice left turn, straight under the bridge there. Then obviously we go up over the path again. And then, yeah, we could just loop back around. Beautiful. So, after the final loop, just use the autocomplete function just to connect you to the station. Beautiful. So, okay, you know what? That cost surprisingly not much money. Okay, so the river ride was definitely a bit of a waste. Gotcha. Okay, time to decorate this, and yeah, I feel like what would be funny is at the end of each of the big drops, they should definitely go through an arch. And yeah, you could just scale things up and down to make them, like, you know, fit appropriately. So, tiny bit bigger than that, maybe 170. There we go, that's lovely. And once again, yeah, mythology can very much do for, like, you know, a lost jungle ruin or whatnot. And yeah, for painting between the tracks, so, you know, it doesn't feel like it's just a big open space. I want a small brush but high intensity. So, yeah, what we can do is... alright, put some... okay, that might be too intense, actually. Okay, I was going too far with 100% intensity. There we go, that's a bit better. Though, admittedly, definitely feels like guests are going to be slightly smacked in the face by branches, but that's fine. That's all part of the experience, okay? Though hilariously, I think I may have spent more on, like, just filling out this area with jungle than I actually spent on the roller coaster. Roller coasters, it turns out, are bloody cheap. So, okay, let you know, just enjoy the ride here. So, yes, this will be what the guests get. So, okay, step one, they get smacked in the face by that particular branch. Sorry about that. Maybe we'll, like, clean up some of those trees or whatnot. So, yeah, we get a very steep little start here. You get a lovely view of the rest of the park, etc., etc. So, you can look down, see all the water, see the park entrance, and... okay, we may need to do some slight redesign here. I can see there are some issues. Okay, but this time, there we go. There's the park. You see the boat rides down below, etc., etc., and here we go. The jungle tour begins as we reach the edge here, and then very, very slowly we go off of the first edge. Marvellous. Round the corner again. Yeah, we should just make it over here. Down to, yes, the first arch. Marvellous. Through some foliage. Through some more, just whacking you in the face. Under the bridge. Over the top here. So, yeah, over the path so people can see the car going overhead. Once again, down into some more foliage. One more banked curve. And there we go. Back to the station. Not a long ride, not particularly complicated, but you know what? I am pretty happy with those bloody rankings. Not much nausea, but it is very exciting. Right, I'm going to say that can now just be, opened immediately. Okay, I feel like we could definitely fit in, like, a couple of small flat rides around here, just so there's a bit more for the guests to do. Here we go, there's a few flat rides with, yes, resort theming on them, which kind of fits the jungle in a way to my mind, so... yeah, we could just put some teacups right here on this corner, just to provide something, a little bit interesting to look at and whatnot. So, okay, with that in play, I'd say we now officially have, yes, a theme park that looks a bit like a theme park. It's got rides, it's got transport that no one's using, but whatever. It's got, little rides as well, so, okay. I'd say it's time to turn our attention to the pièce de résistance. So, okay, let's knock down a fair whack of what we've got here and really think about this because, yeah. What I'm thinking is, we're going to have ourselves one long promenade and maybe a big open plaza that's going to be like the pirate town. And because that's going to be a town, the buildings are actually going to be, where you can buy stuff. It's going to be food, drink, souvenirs, everything. That's going to be this area, somewhere around here. Then what we're going to have is a large open beach. I can literally paint the ground as sand. And beyond that, we're going to have a huge swimming pool. Though in theory, it could be like a more than one, because I think, yeah, it's pretty important to me. There's going to be an island in the swimming pool right there. So all of this is going to be water, and there's going to be water slides going into it. So, yeah, what we should probably do is have this whole area surrounded by mountains to complete the illusion this isn't just part of a big flat plain. And yeah, we can significantly modify this as we go, because terrain appears to be just free to modify. So that's kind of like, the schematic we're starting off with here. So, okay, the moment you cross the bridge, we go over to, yes, a different style of stone that looks less natural and more like, you're in a town and whatnot. And now we can start creating a gigantic plaza for you to be in. I really want an archway to lead into the town, but, there's not that many. And 3 of those that do exist are Viking themed. Seriously, someone was slightly too into Vikings when they made this game. Now, fill in the gaps around the edges with, yeah, plenty of foliage here. Because, yeah, that's going to create the illusion of a wall between the town and the rest of the area, which is very important. And, yeah, just to do the same all the way down to where the beach and the water and the mountains are going to be. So, yeah, this is supposed to be its own little area that's designed to feel distinct. Like, it's a different land in the theme park. Okay, welcome to, version 1 of our town centre. So, we've got, a nice fountain. We've got plenty of benches floating around. So now all these fussy plebs that keep complaining, oh my goodness, I'm so hungry, I'm so thirsty, etc., etc. They've got somewhere to go, damn it. Also, should I put a power generator or something in a tree there? Pretty sure I did. You know what? It's fine. It's out of the way. No one's going to see it. So, okay, we can let time tick along here. If we're lucky, at this point, people will want to actually use the boat, because if they want food or drink, they could get on the boat in order to get to it. So, right, everyone continues just going through the park. Let's just make sure, yes, this area here, a little bit bigger, please, is properly shielded off from this area, because, right, now we make it to the beach. And because you can just set a path to be whatever's on the ground already, basically I could just, mark the entire beach area as a real beach. So here we go. This whole area here, that is now open. So, right. We can, decorate the beach a bit when the time comes. Though, would anyone like to, I don't know, come to my area with all the food and drink and whatnot? No one seems too interested yet, to be honest. Okay, when they get hungry and thirsty enough, they'll come. They'll flipping come to my lovely food and drink town. Especially once we get, the water setup. Though, I am aware that, building pools could be a bit on the expensive side. This giant area of land I've set aside for a pool, that might be a bit optimistic, actually. So, okay, what we want to do, is have, a big, shallow pool going all the way along here. And all we're doing here is, basically creating the edge. So there's going to be a nice, soft, smooth edge here. So, there we go. We'll put that down. Just, keep an eye on, precisely how expensive this is going to be. Because I've got $236,000 right now. Okay, you know what? I will take that. That was not that bad. So, okay. This is just the edge of the pool. The nice shallow bits. Now what we do is extend it outwards into a lovely, sexy actual swimming pool. Deep enough to do some real swimming. And once we've got, the edges done, all in a little bit deeper and whatnot, we can just use the stamp tool to fill in the gaps a bit. So now we've got, a shallow pool going down into a proper depth one. Lovely. Okay, now what we do is, though... John, why is the pool, going massively in that direction, but barely at all in this direction? I don't know. You know what? We'll fix that later. It's fine. Now what we do is we extend the pool a bit more in this direction to have a really deeper diving area going on. Okay, a little bit of painting swimming pools later. I've spent about $100,000, I appreciate, but we have now got a ridiculously, stupidly big swimming pool here. And naturally, there's gonna be a bridge over the pool so that, people can wander around the desert islands. And also, naturally, the island's not just gonna be for show, because we're gonna have a gigantic viewing platform right here you can only access by going down to the beach, crossing over the pool, and going onto the secret island. So, oh, you know what? This is actually shaping up quite nicely. But okay, let's turn our attention back to the pool here, because, given this is supposed to be a big tropical lagoon, it's not enough that it's just, a really big pool. Wave machines, now that's what I'm cocking after. So okay, we've got the beginnings of... I wouldn't really call those waves, to be honest. It's a very light swell at best, so... Okay, hang on. Hang on. We could do better than that. Oh, that is true, by the way. Right now, how do people, get in and out of the pool and whatnot? So, okay, hang on. Hang on. We'll get back to the wave machines in just a second. Let's make the pool bloody usable. Right, pool now has access. Just to slap down some sun loungers too. Just so you know, everyone can enjoy a little bit of sitting by the pool if that's what they want. Though I believe also, hang on, before we do too much of that, yes, there's one more thing we need to. Here we go, the infrastructure to, like, you know, make the water clean and whatever. And on top of that, yes, the fussy plebs want places to change and also dry off once they're done. Which is fine, and we can provide both of them right here on the beach. Beautiful. Okay, now with that in play, people should at this point, yes, come and start enjoying the pool. But, as I say, it's a bit, static at the minute. Like, you know, there's the slightest hint of waves, but also lifeguards. Yes. Oh, hang on. That could be a problem. Yes. Apparently, we are very determined to, yes, only hire, like, fairly short-sighted lifeguards. So, okay. So we'll put some small print on the tickets, which is, if you go out beyond a certain distance into the pool, basically, it's at your own risk. We accept no legal or moral culpability for anything that happens to you beyond a certain distance out. Okay, I've spent a lot of cocking money on wave machines, and I think, unfortunately, I'm running into, like, certain laws of physics here. Like, if there's a lot of water, it's more difficult to make it, you know, jiggle. Because it's heavier, because there's more of it or something. So, okay, I think, unfortunately, a few nice waves is all we're going to be able to do. Though, you know, I've really done my best. I put a lot of cocking wave machines. Like, if you get close to them, there's definitely a bit of jiggling going on. But okay, of course, this will not be done until we have added the pièce de résistance to my pièce de résistance. What water park would be complete without some giant water flumes to go down? Here we go, starting very high up, we've got, yes, 3 different types of water slide for 3 different kind of people. So, one that's just, you know, your basic daredevil, hey, here's a big drop straight into some water. Admittedly, some slightly shallow water, actually. We should probably have deeper water, now I think about it. But, okay, the crash dummies seem to be fine. Then we've got a bigger slidey thing, very, very similar, but with a transparent thing at the bottom, just basically flinging you into the pool. And then, yes, a more, hang on, camera, behave. Then we've got, yes, a more traditional, you know, enclosed circular loopy thing, but with some transparent bits so you can see some of the scenery on your way down. So, honestly, this all seems fine to me. Crack it all open, lovely. Okay, just to confirm though, nobody appears to have died from, yes, landing in excessively shallow water, so honestly I think we're fine. Though fascinatingly, yes, it's like, you know, the observation tower that appears to be the really bloody big hit. Like, people are just travelling across the entire world just to get to this one area. They're walking straight past everything, so okay, bare minimum, at least it's not like, you know, some people making it to this side of the park. I feel like, yes, the water slides have done their job in that regard, at least. So, there you go, that there is Planet Coaster 2, and, okay, this is a difficult one for me, because I adore this, but then I adore literally any park builder. Like, I loved Parkitect, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, one of my favourite games of all time. Like, any park game is immediately a 10 out of 10 from me, though I won't deny, there are some slightly odd things going on here. It's just a bunch of really small things, like say, I find it, yes, very fiddly to navigate through the scenery menu. I feel like that's not laid out particularly helpfully. Building roller coasters, getting, you know, the exact curves and etc. that you want, that's a bit more awkward than I was expecting too. Sometimes it felt like, you know, I was really fighting against the controls to get this roller coaster the way I wanted it. But as I say, despite that, I've had a lovely time with this. But then I'm a bad person to evaluate that because I have a lovely time with any park builder whatsoever. Park builders are lovely and I adore them. So, you know what? I've had a nice time with this. I do feel like, you know, it could do with a tiny bit of work on some bits and pieces. Control, UI, stuff like that. But regardless, I've had a really bloody nice time. And I have no doubt at some point in the future, I'm just going to feel like doing some more park building. And when I do, yeah, expect a live stream of this, because I've had a lovely, lovely time today. So hopefully you are looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Planet Coaster 2. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Captain John's awesome wait, hang on. That was supposed to be a pirate pun, but it actually comes across more as an arse pun, doesn't it? And that's really creepy for a theme park. Let's not do that, actually. There we are, Captain John's non-sexual pirate adventure. That's better, just to make sure people understand.